going to show you 3 really easy, cheap ways to elevate and enrich your tortoise table. So it can go from fine but basic, maybe boring, to amazing enriched environment. Like me, you've probably got the essentials covered, but feel like you could be doing better. So I'm sharing these ideas, and the first one is adding edible plants. Adding edible plants is a really cheap and effective way to add real interest for your tortoise into their tortoise table. They can provide natural grazing, there's areas for hiding and sheltering, and there's smells and textures that would more mimic a natural environment for them. So I bought 5 small succulents and popped them around the edge of the tortoise table. I actually bought them from a website called the Tortoise Hut, because you have to be a little bit careful when buying plants for your tortoise, that firstly that they are safe for them to eat, and also that they haven't got any chemicals or herbicides, pesticides that if your tortoise ingested probably wouldn't be very good for them. So everything from this website is safe for them to eat and also free from any chemicals. So it's reassuring to know that. I planted them around the edge, not directly under the heat lamp, and Olive really loves going around them. They also help to increase the moisture of the table. So the roots within the substrate will hold moisture, and also the leaves. So we spray them down every day, and that does help with the humidity of the local environment. The next one is really, really simple, probably the simplest of them all, is to add elevation and climbing opportunities within the tortoise table. I have to say, I think this is a really overlooked element of their inside enclosures, is that actually these guys wouldn't exist on an entirely flat surface. In nature, they would climb hills. They're actually surprisingly really good climbers, and given any opportunity, Olive will climb. So one really simple thing you can do is add an elevation into the tortoise table. So just increasing the substrate at one end, so there is a small kind of incline for them to walk up. It's really good for their muscles. One of the things that can go wrong with these guys is that they can get bad hits where they can't actually lift their body up. And one of the causes of that is always pottering around on a level surface. So adding an incline within the substrate, and then just a couple of big stones. Make sure they're nicely secure and not going to wobble and fall over. But if you add stones that are like a staircase or like a platform that they can get up and down, maybe put some food at the top just to entice them up, they'll love climbing, and really good exercise, really keeps their muscles strengthened. I've lost Olive, she's gone for a walk. And then the third really easy thing you can do is to vary up areas of the substrate. So again, in the natural environment, they wouldn't only walk on a single type of substrate. There would be variation within their environment. So one simple thing you can do is just change it up. Add areas of stones alongside your areas of whatever substrate you're using. We use a sand and topsoil mix to as closely mimic the environment that Olive would naturally live in. You can do this really easily. We just got some decorative stones that we'd use for something else in the garden and just sprinkled them on a corner of her enclosure. And we also added a big slate, and we added some like large pebbles. Just interesting variety of shapes and textures and underfoot feel. And the advantages of this are keeping their nails short. So when they go over the slightly rougher ground, it's going to wear their nails down. It also really helps with their temperature regulation. So some areas will be warmer, areas with stones will retain some of the heat, areas without will be cooler. So it's easier for them to find good areas to regulate their body temperatures. And again, facilitates exercise, having to adapt to different surfaces. So yeah, that is 3 really easy ways you can elevate and enrich your tortoise table. You've probably got everything you need already to do it. Bump up that substrate, add a few pebbles, add a few stones, and something larger for them to climb on. I hope that it goes well. If you decide to take any of it on, do let me know if you make any of these changes. I'd love to hear how your tortoise is getting on. If you are interested in more in-depth look at how we look after Olive, our tortoise, I have got a video about our morning routine, which is quite a bit of fun. So I hope you watch that, and I'll see you again. She pooped on my floor, guys. Thank you, Olive.